Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South. More specifically, Orlando, Florida, and even more specifically than that, we are at Universal Studios, Florida. Now, a few weeks ago, I visited Universal Studios Hollywood out in California and enjoyed the Halloween Horror Nights event out there on the West Coast. But now I've traveled back across this vast country of ours and returned to the East Coast here in Florida, where I will be enjoying the East Coast version of Halloween Horror Nights here in Florida. Now, they're not exactly the same event. There's some major differences. One difference, unfortunately, here in Florida, they do not allow you to film in the haunts. However, they do tend to have more immersive scare zones, more interesting and fleshed out scare zones. So there should be a lot to take in, a lot to see. I will most likely go into some of the haunts, even though I can't tell you, or even though I can't take you with me, I can tell you what I see and give you my thoughts on the haunts. So let's have a good time here at Halloween Horror Nights, Orlando, Florida. Please follow me.
Don't scare me, don't scare me. Don't scare me! What? What? Don't come up behind me, come on.
You can see, it's Halloween Horror Nights, the 30th anniversary. I believe that the real 30th anniversary was actually last year, but the park canceled the event due to certain pandemics occurring within the world. Yeah, this area here with all these stores called the City Walk. I believe heading over this direction is where we enter the actual park. Here is a Voodoo Donuts. I actually had donuts at the original Voodoo Donuts in Portland, Oregon. I assume here in Universal Studios is a family-friendly theme park that they have discontinued some of their more graphic items that they have on the menu. You can see they do have a throne made of donuts there for tourists to sit on. And here is that iconic rotating globe. They actually have a version of this at both Universal theme parks, both here in Florida and in Hollywood. But I have a question. Leave a comment in the comment section if you know the answer to this. I know that one of these globes actually used to be on the opposite coast. Was it this one here that came from California, or did the one in California originally come from here? Leave a comment if you know the answer. And here we are at the gates. Night has not yet fallen, but you can hear that throbbing rock music as we stand here at the gates of Universal, preparing ourselves for the terror that is Halloween Horror Nights. We have the gates locked up there. We're a little bit early, have the gates locked up there, ready to let this crowd of people burst forth into the horror.
Did you miss me?
All right, bursting into the madness, the mad scramble for people trying to get scared. We'll just head right straight down this street and see what happens. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, look how tall he is. Oh, he's scaring people. How are you doing, sir? Fog being through now. Oh, wow. Oh, look, he's got a sword on the end of that candle. Oh, who's this up here? Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. It's a rubber chicken with a knife on it. That's pretty scary. Oh, yeah. Not funny at all. Very, very, very scary. Oh, it's so crazy. I can't even cope with this. Oh, I wonder what haunt these people are going into. What terrifying haunt. Oh, they're going into the Jimmy Fallon ride. Oh, hey there. Whoa, jeez. I don't even know who these guys are. They look like jerks. Oh my God. Hey, you're all bloody. Got blood all over. Hey, don't chainsaw me. Come on. What is this? Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. What is happening? I don't know what this is. Look at, oh, like a laser gun. Got a person with a skin face. I mean, someone else's skin face, possibly. Hey, don't point that. Don't point that at me. This place is weird. Oh, there's the chainsaw guy again. No, stop pointing. What, right? You want me to stand right here? Stand right there? What's happening?
If you can silence your voice, you will understand what is happening. Close your mouth, open your ears. Do you understand?
I understand.
I am in control. We can ourselves. We are the machine. We have come to the end of something relevant to you. You have squandered your time here upon this planet. So I have come to remove the stain from your own humanity. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. Jeez.
Provide you with an option, the first option. You can either rebel, or you can align and join the machine.
I will join the machine because I'm very... Oh, whoa!
Scan the human and silence your voice and remain still. You have been deemed unworthy to align with the machine.
I've been deemed unworthy?
Yourself and learn to remain silent.
Oh, now I'm being rejected by a bunch of weirdos. Hey! Jeez. Oh, hello, hey there.
No! I'm not going back!
No, me neither. Me neither.
With you.
Yeah, come on. I don't know what was happening in that scare zone. That was intense. See, the Florida really shines with the scare zones. That melted my brain. All right, we've headed back behind the park to get in line for one of the haunted houses. Now this particular haunt is called Halloween Horror Nights Icons Captured. Now, previously, I guess this is a haunt for the 30th anniversary, because previously, in the past years of Halloween Horror Nights, they have created a unique character and based the entire event around that one character every year. They kind of got away from that. They got focused more on movies and IPs with their theming, but I guess they're bringing them all back. All these characters that they created over the years, they're bringing them all back for one haunt. This is before my time. I've only been coming a couple years, so I've not seen any of these characters. I know there's a clown. It's a clown called Jack. I think he's kind of the main character of Halloween Horror Nights. So yeah. We're gonna experience this. Again, I'm not allowed to film on the haunts here in Florida, so I will let you know what happens. All right, it's a pretty cool haunt. They had all the different icons from the past iterations of Horror Nights. Makes you almost wish they would bring back some of this original creativity from the parks. They had the Jack the Clown, who has some real cool scenes. They had a movie theater scene. It was pretty cool. Gambling scene. I think there's Lady Luck, I think, is the gambling icon. And what I thought was an interesting twist was the victims in like the murder scenes where the icons are killing people are all like Universal fans wearing t-shirts that from the actual event that icon debuted. So they're killing their own biggest fans. How nice. All right, so what I'm gonna try to do here is try to make my way to some of the haunts that have low wait times before things get like crazy busy here. There's the Universal Studios Classic Monster Cafe. It's actually a year-round attraction themed after the Universal monsters. If you look up here, we can see Frankenstein. He's a waiter. I guess he doesn't want to be around fire, so he doesn't want to work in the kitchen. That's why he works in the front of the house, because fire bad. We have the creature from the Black Lagoon having a nice shrimp salad here. And then what's the Wolfman? What's the Wolfman eating? He's got a big old pizza, because he's got a big wolfy appetite. So yeah, I'll probably be just like running back and forth through the park all night. But yeah, here's the scare zone we went through earlier, called 30 years, 30 fears. Let's see if we can count all 30 fears. We got a pumpkin head. That's pretty scary. Oh, I'm getting in a bunch of people's pictures. Very, very rude of me. Oh, excuse me, sir. All right, heading into the Hollywood section here, and we're gonna head into this haunt here. It's called Case Files Unearthed. It looks like they're doing some that have original IPs. I really actually like the ones that aren't based on movies. I think it gives them more of an opportunity to be creative. So let's hop in this one, and I will tell you what it's like. All right, so pretty cool. It took me a few seconds to gather what was going on, but it appears that it's based after like old detective comics, like the noir detective style, but it's monsters. Like I think there's like different comic scenes, but there's all monsters. There's like a giant wolf man. There was like some sort of tentacly thing. And so yeah, a detective noir environment with monsters thrown in. So it was really fun, really original, and it ended with Satan's head come flying at you. Like the classic, like very, very classic, like devil style head coming at you. Really cool, like the originality. Oh, look at that. I don't know what this thing is hiding right here in the cave. Oh, what is that? So it's just waiting to burst out. Oh, there it comes. Oh, look at, what is that thing? Oh, it's running away. It's running away. It's like some sort of barnacle man. Oh, look. Oh, look. They're friends. There. Another little barnacle. Hey, barnacle man. Oh, look at this big bucket of gore. That's pretty gross. Oh, I see him peeking out there. I see him peeking. What are you? What are you? Oh. Oh. Oh, you're slurking over top me. All right, cruising through Springfield here as we look for more spookiness. We have the Bumblebee Man's tacos. And yes, I love it. Love to see Lard Lad in real life. Huge Simpsons fan, so I love this particular immersive experience. There's Krusty Burger. Oh man, never in my life did I think that I would be able to walk around inside Springfield. Peeking in the window of the Krusty Burger here, I noticed this very interesting mural where you see Homer evolving out of the primordial ooze into an ape and then into the Homer himself. A noble spirit in Biggins, the smallest man. Oh, look at that. We got Moe's Tavern. And who needs that Quickie Mart? I do. Again, I'd like to reiterate, I really, really want some Halloween Simpsons content here in the park. It's really dicey because technically the Simpsons is owned by Disney of all people. So it might limit what Universal can do with it in their parks. Interesting, Disney owns the Simpsons, but Universal has the whole Springfield section in their park, obviously before Disney purchased it out from under them. But yeah, interesting that this is here. And sadly, we may never get that Treehouse of Horror haunt at Halloween Horror Nights. Or even a permanent dark ride would be even better. Alright, there's some haunts over here in this section of the park that we're gonna knock out. We have Puppet Theater, Captive Audience. I think puppets have a great potential for being really scary, so this should be good. Look at this. We have these burning, smoldering puppet theater here. See the old puppet posters hanging up. Looks spooky. I must say, as of right now, I think that was probably my favorite haunt of the evening. That was very creative, very original. There was again a puppet theme, which I don't think I've seen a puppet themed haunt before. But basically, here's the twist. Here's the twist. The pumpkin, the puppets are corpses. They're made from dead human corpses. There are scenes of people being chopped up, turned into puppets. You go into like an old-timey auditorium where there's a big stage, and they're doing a puppet show where they're dangling corpses, and there's like a hallway with marionettes. It's pretty creepy. There was one interesting costume where a guy like had a gnome head and then like a little puppet body down here. So yeah, I love seeing stuff that's just unique and creative. And I think when they vary away from the international, the intellectual properties a little bit and let their imagination work, I think that produces some of the best haunts. All right, next on the menu, Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin, a pumpkin-themed haunt. Actually, they have a pumpkin-themed haunt at Not Scary Farm as well, called Pumpkin Eater. So let's check out Wicked Growth. All right, heading in to Wicked Growth. Pretty cool exterior here with all these different jack-o'-lanterns. All right, so Wicked Growth, the pumpkin-themed haunt. So you go into that cool jack-o'-lantern archway that I showed, and then you go into an old house. And I could be wrong, but I think this old house is I think they reused the House of a Thousand Corpses house. But anyways, you go in. There's pumpkin vines everywhere. There's dead bodies. There's guys with pumpkin faces. You travel through a creepy cemetery. There's the Grim Reaper. There's a witch turning people into pumpkins. There's a lot of the themes of haunted houses are people being turned into things they don't want to be turned into. And then you actually go inside of a giant pumpkin, which is very similar to the Pumpkin Eater haunt at Not Scary Farm. But probably the coolest thing, they had this literal giant pumpkin demon inside the pumpkin. He's like, he looks like Satan, and his horns are actually like pumpkin vines. So that was a pretty cool visual. So yeah, really fun. All right, in this big arena here, they're having some sort of show called Nightmare Fuel. Let's check that out. Oh look, they're trick-or-treating. Some really great fire twirling there. What the heck? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Look at that. Whoa. Oh, what's even happening? The guy twirling on a trapeze. There's a flaming square. This is utter madness. Well, that was something. We have these Chucky doll good guy photo op there. I guess you can stick your head through there and pretend that you are Chucky, the murder doll. But yeah, see, there's the lady that's getting her. Oh, what happened? The silhouette. What the heck? Heading to another haunt here. Welcome to Scary. Horror in the Heartland. I'm not sure what this entails, but let's head inside. Pretty cool exterior here. You see like a welcoming sign with a family on it, although it's all cracked and smoldering. It says, a nice place to die. So that was Horror in the Heartland, and the theming was kind of all over the place. You start out in like an underground tunnel. There's like chud-like creatures jumping at you, scaring you. There's some like bat people hanging from the ceiling, and then you just go into a haunted house. and there's ghosts jumping at you. I think you go into a haunted movie theater, and then I think the highlight is you actually get jump scared by a big boy, you know, like Bob's Big Boy holding the burger, jumps out with a knife and scares you. It's kind of a twist on the like scary butcher scene. So then you're in the butcher scene, and yeah, and then there's a chainsaw, and then so you know, good scares, a good haunt, but just kind of a little bit of everything sprinkled in. So we head over this way. I see the night bus from Harry Potter. It's there's a little shrunken head here in the window. Hey buddy, you sleeping? Oh, looks like he's asleep. Can you maybe wake up and have a conversation with me? Baby? Hello, Mr. Head? Hello? I guess he's just sleeping. It is late out, I must admit. Maybe I should just let him rest. Sorry, Mr. Head, didn't mean to talk to you while you were sleeping. All right, heading into a scare zone here. This is called Crypt TV. Hello there. Got someone tied up there in a chair. Some creepy people with burlap faces pointing knives at me. Well, I hope you guys have a good evening here with your friend. Oh, almost walked into a trash can. Oh, look at this! It's Santa Claus, but he's a giant goblin-like creature. Oh, what's going on over there? Just stabbing that guy. I saw it. Anyone else see that? But Merry Christmas, Santa. He's just slowly pointing at children. Oh! I didn't know he was gonna snarl at me. I was jumping in here for Santa selfies. Very creepy, Santa. Oh wait, what are you doing? It's got a candy cane, and what are you doing? Is that for me? Oh no! You were just being mean. That was really mean, Santa. I expected more from you, Kris Kringle, sir. We have these bodies here, hung in spider web, and look at this crazy spider-faced lady. How are you, Miss Spider-Face? Oh, that's really cool. Oh! I wasn't expecting that. Look at this, we have some sort of forest demon, I guess. Demony face there. Oh, there's like some sort of bird creature lurking in the shadows here. Oh, what a creepy bird. Oh, leaps out and gave a little jump scare there. Oh, I almost didn't notice you over there. Got a hatchet, the knife. Ghouls are very violent. Got a schoolgirl there twirling a sickle. What's happening here? Everyone's filming this. What are we watching? Oh, we're watching a guy get his head cut off. That's great. That's great entertainment. What's he gonna do with that head, I wonder? The bathtub there. Wait, what's happening? Oh, he's like pulling apart a corpse? There's all sorts of horrible things going on in this bathroom. Oh look, that severed head has no eyeballs. Oh, we were here earlier. This is where those weird guys in the weird white suits were harassing us. What's this thing right here? Oh yeah, look at the guy, that's a watchtower. He's watching us. Oh! Bright light, bright light. Oh, what's happening to this person here? Is he having his his guts sucked out with some sort of sump pump. This is actually really kind of a creepy area. Dystopian. Oh, you hear a chainsaw. Dystopian future, something of the like. Oh my gosh. It says obey. Oh, we see another charred corpse right there. I guess he did not obey very well. What happened to this poor guy? Oh man, he looks to be in rough shape. Oh no, what's happening here? Oh my god. Oh my god. There's corpses in there.
Why don't you return, human?
Oh, I was just looking at the corpses. I'm sorry. Oh, there's so many of you.
We are infinite, human.
Oh my gosh.
And you are but one. Now remove yourself, for I have you dragged through the street.
Okay, I'll leave. I'm sorry.
Why have you not left?
I just wanted to look at the corpses real quick.
Unless you would like to join them, I would remove myself, human.
Oh, he said he's talking directly to me. He asked if I wanted to join the corpses. That's creepy. Oh, I don't know if that was an actor or not. Now this right here is the tribute store. Every year they do kind of a special gift shop up for the horror nights. Looks like this one is supposed to be Norman Bates' house, so let's head inside. An organ there. You can see the organ bubbles rising up. Organ bubbles? Do organs make bubbles? They sell some very creepy masks in here. Look at this Beetlejuice Mask. It's a big old bear right here in the center of the room. Okay, look at this over here. I was telling you there was a Bob's Big Boy-esque murderer in the haunted Heartland haunt. That's kind of what he looks like. In fact, that's exactly what he looks like. And look what we have here. A mold-o-matic machine with Frankenstein's monster. Now, I do have versions of this mold, but I don't have them in this color. So let's make us a Halloween Horror Night souvenir with a Frankenstein's monster. Mold-o-matic. Oh yes, there it goes. It's gonna make my monster there in proper Frankenstein fashion. Oh, here it comes. There's the Frankenstein. There he is. Beautiful Frankenstein head. Now this way, they have all these portraits on the wall, and you know what? Yeah, that's Tim and Jen Tracker right there on the wall. Look, there's Jackie from Super Enthused. Oh, why doesn't Carpetbagger get to be on this wall? That's what I want to know. I'm all sad now. Are these all vloggers too? One thing I find interesting about Beetlejuice is that he is very synonymous with this black and white striped suit. If you watch the movie, he wears this suit probably less than 30 seconds in the entire movie. All right, we have another mold-o-matic machine, a jack-o'-lantern. Now, I did get a jack-o'-lantern last year here at Universal. They didn't have Horror Nights. They did have this, but we don't have a green pumpkin. Let's add him to the collection. All right, there you go. Big green pumpkin. I guess this pumpkin, it's not all the way ripe. We got an orange pumpkin last year. That was ripe, but a nice, ooh, that's hot. Nice green pumpkin. Actually, is that green? Yeah, that's green. It looked orange for a second. It's really hot, burning my hands off. Oh my gosh. You gotta hold them upside down. That's what these holes are for, letting the heat out. So hot. So hot. Why? I have a paddy wagon here. This is from the Shady Book, Home for the Criminally Insane. Oh, it sounds like someone's crying in there. Selling some sweets and confections in here. And look at this. We've got these hearts. And if you look really closely, you can see they're still beating hearts. Who here wants to eat a beating heart? Also, they've got some brains on here that I guess are spewing brain electricity. Uh-oh. Looks like the wagon carrying the criminally insane person has busted open. I think this scare zone over here, I don't think I've checked this one out yet. Oh, look at this, we got a fisherman. How are you doing this evening, sir? What? Whoa, a hook. Okay, there's the hook. There we go. Giant skeleton person. Oh, a chainsaw! Chainsaw clown. It's like a ice cream man over here. Oh, you got some ice cream? Is that blood? That's gross. Oh man, real gross with blood on ice cream. It's getting really foggy here all of a sudden. Wait, what's happening? What are you doing? What? Whoa! Hey, don't point that at me. Come on. You got people doing woodwork and carpentry here in the middle of the scare zone. Hey there, how's it going? You got a chainsaw. You're gonna kill these tourists with it. Oh, look at that rubber chicken. Oh, look at those. Look at that smoke. That's got a knife in it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you chopped up a person. That's horrible. Oh, that's some intestines. Oh, that's great. Yay! Oh, give her a hand. That's nice. Hello there. Oh, a horn. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, hey, big clown. I don't even know what this is. That's weird. It says Shrieks and Foons. Hey, oh, you got a big lollipop. Don't hit me with a lollipop. Aw, like a giant baby or something. Oh, look, a pig man. I did want to get a snack before I left here. Oh no, I think this particular food stand only serves human corpses and disgusting pieces of human body parts. Yeah, maybe we'll find somewhere else. Oh wow, you got a big purple alien. Hey. Oh, you're cool.
This just in. There have been multiple sightings of strange creatures down in
Oh!
from another world. It seems they
That was awesome. Oh, better run. Oh, what was that? It's interesting. This is a lights, camera, action. So this is a movie themed scare zone, but there was also a TV themed scare zone. Oh! There was some sort of stand-up. Oh, jeez. Okay, this guy, I don't know where he came from. How many chainsaws do they have going on over here? Oh my gosh. Chainsaw City. Oh, a giant bat monster. That's pretty scary. This is Marathon of Mayhem, the Carnage Factory. It's actually a light show that takes place over top the lagoon.
of chainsaws. Chainsaws and meat hooks dancing on the water. So one final haunt for the evening. I'm gonna check out Beetlejuice. Heading into the Beetlejuice house, got that big mural of striped Beetlejuice on the front. The Beetlejuice haunt, that was a really, really beautiful haunt. Now of all like the IP haunts, the movie related haunts, the haunts that are tied in with a property, I think that's one of the best that I've seen this year, and that includes the houses over and the California version of this attraction. It's just like walking through the movie. It hits all the points. You get to go into the waiting area, the classic waiting area scene with all the wacky characters that just died. You have to actually walk into Dante's Inferno, the strip club that Beetlejuice manifested for himself. You have the famous shrimp hand scene where it's interesting, they actually do it on the ceiling. So you look up and then the shrimp hands reach down and grab at you. And then during the wedding where Beetlejuice was marrying Lydia, he pointed at me and shouted, "Carpetbagger." So that was pretty cool for me. Pumpkinhead, how are you? Oh yes, Pumpkinhead headbanging. Oh, look at this, the giant Reaper. Hey Reaper, how are you? We can head into the Universal Studio store, give you maybe a little sample of Beetlejuice. See the Dante Inferno mouth there. And there's the Here Lies Beetlejuice grave. And the super spooky Beetlejuice snake. So thank you for joining me here today at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida for Halloween Horror Nights. My throat is a little thrown off because yes, I absolutely do scream when the camera's off. I hate that I couldn't bring you guys in there. A couple years ago I did submit a request to Universal to get on their media list. This was years and years ago. It was denied. Maybe I need to try again. Maybe next year we'll see if I can get on their media list. I think they do a media day where they let certain vloggers film the mazes. I don't know what the requirements are. I may not meet the requirements for getting on their list, but I'll try next year and see what I can do. But a wonderful event here. As I said, they do make up for it in a way with the just amazing scare zones. I think the scare zones they're pretty much the highlight here in Florida for me. But I did love, the mazes are good as well. I just wish I could show them to you. Thank you for joining me. If you like these videos, consider checking out some of the older videos on this channel. I've been to the 48 continental United States, filming roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, and haunted houses, and I will continue to film haunted material. I'm trying to get haunted material out almost every day during this haunt season in the year of our Lord 2021. If you want to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. Also selling a special dark ride themed pin for the haunt season. All that helps keep this train on the tracks, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one is in the bag.